go for the longing heart. Just another day to be with ya, with ya. Baby, there's no plan for the wicked. Darker are the days for the bitter ones. Baby, I'm just happy to be with ya, to be with ya. Baby, there's no plan for the wicked. There is no goal for the longing heart. Just another day to be with ya. When everything ends, it's a brand new start. Baby, there's no plan for the wicked. Darker are the days for the bitter ones. Baby, I'm just happy to be with ya. Ooh, there's no plan for the wicked. Ooh, there's no plan for the wicked. I can't get rid of this feeling. I try to leave it all behind. I can't get rid of it. Now my emotions running wild, wild. Although I try to let you go, 'cause I always known you are poison. But there's something about your way makes me want just one more day with your darling. Oh, you got my heart right on my chest. Make me believe you know the best. So on the bridge I stand about the end of fight, but then I stop and thought I'll fight it one more night. So in your fire I burn. I'm blinded by the light. I may never return, but I'll fight it one more night. Fight it one more night. Oh, just fight it one more night. I can't get rid of her, darling. She always finds a way to sneak back in. I can't get rid of her. I'm just a prisoner like the wind. Oh, she got my heart right on my chest, making me believe she knows the best. So on the bridge I stand about the end of fight, but then I stop and thought I'll fight it one more night. So in your fire I burn. I'm blinded by the light. I may never return, but I'll fight it one more night. Fight it one more night.
Ladies and gentlemen, legends of the highest regard, good evening, hello, etc. and welcome to our world adventure here, leg number 63 in our Diamond DA40NG, the little plane that could. Tonight we will be departing from Punta Delgada here on the Valdez Peninsula, heading over to Comodoro Rivadavia, and I hope to crap that I pronounced that even remotely correctly, because it's a little bit of a mouthful. Basically, for us Australians, the best way to think about it is it's a Holden Commodore in the river. Anyway, that's the way I'm teaching myself to make sure that I try and pronounce it correctly each way. And I guess it's not really that far off. Most Commodores do end up in the river, especially when P-platers are driving them. But, welcome. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to have you all here. Shout out to Wes if he has in fact come across from his stream yet. I'm not sure he has. But fantastic stream for the last bit that I did catch in the DC6. just before. Now, before we get into anything, just a little bit of, this is more of a concern to the Australians, I guess, more than anyone else, but I would just like to say on stream, congratulations to the Melbourne Demons AFL Football Club on an extremely successful season 2021. Winners of the 2021 Premiership, breaking a 57-year Premiership drought, I believe, whilst also achieving their largest ever win in a grand final in the history of themselves as a team. So they themselves are over 170 years old. And the fact that they're one of their players, the winner of the Norm Smith medal, who's the guy who he's given the medal for the best performance of the day, breaking the AFL-VFL record for the most number of possessions in a grand final in the history of the AFL. So pretty insane day. Not to mention as well that congratulations to Perth on such a phenomenal job in hosting the AFL Grand Final for the first time. Your stadium there at Optus Stadium is something amazing, and to have a record-breaking crowd of over 61,000 people in a stadium that seats 61,000 people is a phenomenal effort. Yes, Garwin, in a nutshell, they certainly kicked some ass, and very, very well deserved. They've been through some rough times. It's also viewed extremely importantly for neutrals like myself. I do not support either of the teams that played in tonight's grand final, but one of the AFL legends himself, Neil Danaher, who is unfortunately, he has MND, motor neuron disease. It's very, very, very joyful to know that he has now witnessed his team win a premiership in the modern age, and he's probably only got a couple of years left. So that's very, very, very much a thing that many people wanted to happen, and I'm so glad that it did. From his perspective as well. Yeah. Okay. Now that we've got music is a bit loud. Not this shit again. Sorry, Sean, but I physically can't have it any lower. It's at number 2 on my. I really need to find out from Shane what the name of his audio mixer is. Either that or something has been changed in my PC audio settings or something recently, and I haven't changed it. But let's do some hellos. Blackadder says, afternoon all. Blackadder, mate, welcome to the stream. Pleasure to have you here. Gowan says, hello, I am here and I hope I won't actually have to play catch up or fly it later. Gowan, mate, welcome to the stream, and thank you very much for the conversation yesterday evening after Truck Sim. It's nice to just be able to talk one-on-one with some of the viewers, and it's quite nice. And the fact that we sort of came to the conclusion that we are actually going to do our first snack box swap between myself and Garwin. Anybody else who would like to participate in that as well, feel free to message within the snack box trading section of the Discord if that is something that you would be interested in doing. We have a few guidelines set out. Basically, try to keep it to around $25, £25, whatever currency you work within, because in most situations it's probably going to cost you about 20 to 25 of your currency to also ship it. And we don't obviously want to be in the business of making people go broke, if possible. Bubba Von Braun says, evening all, Bubba mate, welcome to the stream. Pleasure to have you here, legend. Inspector T69 says, hello there. Inspector T69, good day. Welcome to the stream, mate. Pleasure. And it's all mine. Brett Place says, good happening, or good heafening. G'day, Brett. Welcome to the stream, mate. Pleasure to have you here. David Jacko says, g'day, mate. David, Mr. Burger Man, welcome to the stream. Pleasure as always. Kangaroo says, hello everyone. Hello Kangaroo, welcome to the stream. Black Evo says, G'day. G'day, Black Evo. I hope your flight back from the US was uneventful and comfortable in business class, you lucky SOB. Stu says, hi, is me, LOL. Hello, is it me you're looking for? And the answer is yes, it is you I'm looking for. But welcome to the stream, mate, Stu. Black Evo is saying he will not be in the Widgeon tonight. He hasn't installed it yet on the new rig, so he's going to join in the Bonanza. Speaking of which, Black Evo, you'll have to let us know how the new rig is going for you, good sir. Wes has arrived. He says, evening guys. Wes, good evening, mate. Welcome to the stream. Absolutely stunning stream there in the DC6. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Pleasure to have you here as usual. Garland's enjoying the music. And because I'm here, everyone has to look busy. Whoops. Icarus, mate, welcome to the stream. Pleasure to have you here as always. And Sean Atkins as well, mate. Welcome to the stream. Pleasure to have you here. I just feel like I'm recycling what I'm saying, but the truth of the matter is, it is in fact a pleasure to have you all here. And I want to make sure that I address you all individually. Gummy Wombat, that stadium is the best. Being from Melbourne, I would take that stadium over the MCG any day. MCG has the history, only thing going for it. Yeah, as much as I don't want to say it, Gummy Wombat, I do agree. I really do agree. The Optus Stadium over there in Perth is just something else. Yeah. Now, if you can let me know what's going with the music, now that I've dropped the audio a little bit, please do let me know. Black Evo is eating some Carolina Reaper chips, so pretty much what Black Evo is saying is he's going to need to leave the stream at some point to go and shit himself. Yeah, that's what I get from that. I could be wrong though, he may have the stomach of he may have an iron stomach. Jason Heath says, hello Mr. Bryce. Jason Heath, mate, welcome to the stream. Pretty sure this is the first time you've ever really spoken with moi in a stream. Either that or I'm really forgetful, which is also highly, highly possible. But mate, either way, welcome to the stream. For those who haven't caught up with who Jason Heath is, Jason Heath is the man who I did my first years of my chefing apprenticeship with at TAFE. Back when I was a young tacker. And has been a legend ever since, and it is a pleasure to now have him flying along and enjoying streams from myself and Wes and Shane. Garwin has already started to get some stuff for the box. Garwin, you're more organised than I am, that's for sure. It is my mic. It was louder at the start of the stream and then dropped down. Okay. The microphone, I just checked the settings. The microphone is up as loud as it can go. So I am wondering if maybe the microphone is coming to the end of its life. You know, it has had a hard life of over 10 years of continuous use, and it would not surprise me if it is now starting to, you know, get a little bit beyond its functionality. And to be honest, I can't really be mad at it as well. Yeah, Beer78, mate, welcome to the stream. Pleasure to have you here. I hope you are doing well. Gowan says, do you think God has a sense of humour? The only two places on the human body that can detect capsaicin are your mouth and your eye. Not quite. I mean, with a small amount of touch, yes, Gowan. However, I know from experience that after lots of handling chili, your fingers and wrists and all that burn from the enough capsaicin touching them. Not recommended. Not recommended at all. Drop the Microsoft Flight Simulator level. That I can definitely do, Brett. No worries, Jason. Pleasure to have you here either way. Okay, so now there's a couple of things I would like to run through. So first things first, one of the absolute legends who sort of motivated me to start this whole streaming thing is OzFlightSim himself. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drop his channel link in the chat alongside our local favourite Tasmanian man in Brett Plays. So if you haven't subscribed to Shane, you can find him over at Mary's channel. Mouse, hello, there we go. We've got the mouse back. And then we have obviously got our good friend Gami Wombat, who has also just started his Microsoft Flight Simulator expedition on YouTube, I guess, quite recently, and has some absolutely phenomenal content. So get out there and have a look at his channel if you haven't already. He has some amazing videos. He's done some phenomenal stuff with the new Trinidad aircraft and has some awesome content flying over and around Tasmania as well. Bloody hell, too much talking and not enough sucking in the oxygen. And then we also have, of course, our absolute legend in the DC6, Mr. Leaded Rapier 709, Wes. If you haven't given his channel some love, do give it some love. He has 49 subscribers. We're trying to get him to 50 subscribers by the end of September. He needs one extra sub. So if you haven't given him some love, please do. And then we have another absolute legend of the flight sim world, Mr. Shoney Gaming, who streams over at Twitch and is well known for his impressions of Arnold Schwarzenegger and David Attenborough. He also throws up red cards when puns and dad jokes are used within his stream, and I think he does a fantastic job, and he's probably one of the best Twitch flight sim streamers in my personal opinion. Alright, I think that's enough of my mouth moving, and I feel like we should probably get up in the air before I do a Shane and spend the first 45 minutes talking to you and doing nothing. Shane, if you're watching, that was intended to be the exact way that it came across. Alright, fuel pumps on. Once we get this engine all started up and all that, we'll jump over to little nav map and have a bit of a squiz at what's going on over there. You'll notice that I've actually managed to put the flight plan into little nav map this time round, which would be the first time I've actually managed to achieve that. Not that it's something difficult to achieve, I'm just lazy. So let's make sure the barometer is set. We've got some absolutely fantastic weather, so we're not going to go too high up today. Probably around 3.5, 3.7. So I'm going to go with 3.6 because that's right in the middle. Like, I should have just said 3.6, but anyway, we'll take out the fuel pumps before we flood the motor with fuel. Now, there's no taxiing required on this particular airport for obvious reasons. We are at the end of the runway. There is no parking. It is literally a grass strip in the middle of nowhere. Where is my water? I need water. Ah, that's better. My mouth felt like I'd fallen asleep in the desert with my mouth open for a few hours. But now we good, now we good. Alright, track IR. Where are you? There you are. Get on my head. Alright, so we'll have a quick squiz over at little nav map, and then we will stop screwing around and we'll start flying. So, where is, there we go. So as you can see, little nav map, we have Beera, we have Big Jack, we have Leaded Rapier, we have myself. And then if I scroll out, as you can see, it's actually now showing us the flight plan and the distances and the heading and all the things that are important to complete a flight. It's also telling us that the wind is coming across the runway at 30 knots. So, can I recommend putting some rudder in on takeoff? Otherwise, you may end up on the other side of the island here within a couple of seconds of hitting that throttle. Alright, let's turn track IR on and I'll shut up for a bit and give everyone a break from hearing my voice and we can get flying. So, put the zip power in. There we go. Oh, this needs a good turning of rudder to fight this crosswind. Not that you would, whoa my god. Not that you would probably fly a DA40, oh my god. That's interesting. Yeah, you certainly wouldn't fly an aircraft like this in a crosswind like this, in a location like this, probably in real life. But you know, we like to push the boundaries and do the stupid on this channel. So that's what we're doing. But quite a nice view. Hello, track IR. There we go. Quite a nice view, especially off to the right-hand side of the aircraft as the cliff falls away over the beach. Stu is in his Hawk that is displaying as an A330, which is interesting. So, and also be careful when climbing out because the crosswind and the wind gets worse. We're up to over 40 knots of wind now at 1,000 feet. So, not ideal. Definitely not small aircraft flying weather. I should probably zoom in because I'm as blind as a bat. Is that considered politically incorrect with the current local situation to be as blind as a bat? If it is, well, you know. When have you known me to be politically correct? Get a nice overview of the airport as Banjo Frog takes off. Gummy Wombat sitting there on the end of the runway. Oh, shit. Stupid Streamlabs. So, it turns out when you click things on Streamlabs, if you're not actually clicked on Streamlabs first, all it does is click you onto Streamlabs. I'll blame Streamlabs even though it's my fault. Okay? You didn't see or hear anything. You know, little tip, just make sure that your mouse has actually selected the item that you would like to utilize before actually selecting the item you would like to utilize. Oh, yeah, twat, noob, all those things, absolutely, 100% that is very true. So, wow, you can see the, it's a windy day on the water, that is for sure. Inspector T69 says, that's alright, I crashed during takeoff, so we all have our moments. Yeah, the problem is, Inspector T69, I have at least one moment per string. So... I'm hoping that this does turn into a tailwind. That would be quite nice. But it doesn't appear like it's going to. It appears like, so currently we have 51 knots of crosswind, which is not ideal at all. Wes says, need to give you some pro lessons, 150 an hour. Wes, that sounds like a good deal. Hit me up on, I don't know where I was going with that. I was going to go somewhere good, but then my brain decided, no, you're not going to go anywhere with that. So we'll just forget that I said anything, even though it's now live on the internet. So but you can see the DA40 is like, it's almost, the waves have transferred their vibes up to me in the air and up to everyone else. Oh, I probably don't need to be using 100% engine throttle. It's probably not good for the motor. But pretty spectacular flying right now, I must say. And yes, I am probably slightly biased because I did make these flight plans. But, you know, you can't really argue that flying right along the coast here of such a beautiful peninsula in an UNESCO World Heritage Site, it's not something you do on the regular. It's just a shame about the wind, which is now back down to 41 knots, thankfully. Quite strong there for a while. Blackadder says I'm flying the Trinidad for this leg. Blackadder, you'll have to let me know how it is. I mean, I already know it's a fantastic aircraft because I've watched all Garmin videos on it. But I just kind of need that second opinion, and then I'll go and buy it, if you know what I mean. So our destination today, Comodoro Rivadavia. It is probably the most important city within the Patagonia part of Argentina. And the reason I say city is because there's not really that many cities as such within Patagonia, or places that could be considered to be a city. And it's not what I would call a huge city. It's only got a population of about 200,000, or just over 200,000. But it is the commercial and transportation centre for the surrounding region. For the surrounding region. Repeat after me, Bruce. R is pronounced as It is extremely important in the Argentinian petroleum industry, and has a 1,770 kilometre pipeline that takes natural gas from Comodoro Rivadavia to Buenos Aires. It has... It is quite different to a lot of cities around the world in the fact that Comodoro Rivadavia has actually been a prosperous and profitable city since 1907. Every single year since 1907, the city has been in the green. And that is simply because it is on a significant amount of oil. Huge amount of oil. And that is, of course, the main industry within Comodoro Rivadavia itself as well. Now, some interesting things is it actually has a National Museum of Petroleum, which I don't know if that's what I would go and visit if I was visiting Patagonia and Comodoro Rivadavia, but you know, if it's in your things you would like to see the Museum of Petroleum, well, now you know where to go. And I guess it will fuel you with your energy to complete the rest of your holiday. So, basically, it is a massive city of natural gas and petroleum and large amounts of wealth. So, yeah. Glenn says, Orlex is a 30% sale at the moment, so picked up a heap of planes I likely will never fly. Yes. I know the feeling, Glenn. I don't know how to speak it as Spanglish. I don't even know how to speak it in English, Brett, in case that wasn't obvious. So Garmi's in the Spitfire. Is that the older Spitfire Garmi or the newer Spitfire? As in the one that was released recently. In that case, do you have the older Spitfire, and can you give me a, you know, which one's better in your opinion kind of thing? It is the new one. Okay, Zach's Gaming Lab. Hello, hello, hello. Zach's Gaming Lab, mate. Welcome to the stream. I'm just going to pop exclamation mark Zach in the chat. Now, this man, he's your go-to man for Minecraft, F1, and the crew. And he is the Just Some Aussie Gainer channel OG viewer. He was the first viewer of this channel. And therefore, he will always hold a special place in this channel's history, if that makes sense. Brett Place says, Spanglish is the mix of Spanish and English, in case you didn't already work that out. Yes, Brett, certainly worked that out. But if I can't speak English, the chances of me speaking Spanglish is next to none. You don't have the older one, Garmin? Fair enough, fair enough. First one is a little more realistic. Okay. So I feel like the newer one is then possibly more my style, especially when it comes to older military aircraft like that. I get the feeling that this a realistic Spitfire might be a little too much. Brett Place says exclamation mark top. What are you trying to achieve there, Brad? If you would be so kind as to elaborate. The voice is not being kind to me this evening at all. It feels croaky and feels like I'm really having to, you know, put some effort into get the voice to actually come out. Tanana or Mr. T. There we go. Mr. T. Has arrived, mate. Welcome to the stream. It is a pleasure to have you here. Brett says you have changed your Streamlabs. Exclamation mark top hours. Brett, I never had top or top hours in my Streamlabs. Where the hell did I put it? So Brett, if you want to see hours, that's how you do it. Yeah, I changed it. 100% I changed it. There is absolutely channel stats. I just have my own currency called Just Some Currency. Which was, you know, I thought about that long and hard about that name, as you can probably tell. Wow, Wes has got nearly 70 hours of watch time here, ladies and gentlemen. That's just quite something. Just quite something. Shows the top 10 of a channel. Not under my commands, Brett. And I certainly haven't removed anything from the commands area. I have only added. So that's. I'll do some googling about that, because I would absolutely love to have a list of the top hours of people who watch the channel. That's interesting. Anyway, I can tell you that the number one person for hours is it is Black Evo. Black Evo with 82 watch hours of the channel. Followed by David Jacko, followed by Wes. Common Sense Gaming says, "Hey mate, can't fly tonight, how are you?" Common Sense Gaming, mate, I am good, I hope you are doing well too. Welcome to the stream. It's a shame you can't fly along, but I understand. Mr. T says, "Did I miss mine or am I lagging? Wouldn't be surprised." You need to put exclamation mark paper. I'm not sure whether I still like that. I might change it again to just exclamation mark JSC or something, because that makes a bit more sense. But yeah, exclamation paper as in, I make that paper. And that will give you your just some currency. There you go. Wow, there you go. Almost 10 hours. Good shit. And yeah, huge shout out to Black Evo for 82 hours of watch time. The fact that somebody has surpassed David Jacko on any channel that is related to flight sim, I think is quite an achievement in itself. Common Sense Gaming says, "I haven't got everything set up. Got a lot of people with a desk on it, and I still need to put a few things in my room." Have you moved house? Are you doing a room rearrangement? Common Sense Gaming. JSAG coin rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Not quite. It's a little bit too, maybe. If anyone does have any suggestions of what we could maybe do the exclamation mark that then shows up just some currency, that sort of makes a bit more sense than paper, do let me know in the chat or in the Discord if you come up with it at a later moment. All suggestions are very much will be taken on board, and I will do a poll in a future stream where people can then vote on the one they like the most, and we'll go with that one. I like to make sure that it is community chosen where possible. Common Sense Gaming's doing a rearrangement. Very nice, mate. Very nice. Good to hear. Just some cash. Ooh, I like that one, Garland. Blackadder. Exclamation mark Becky, hey? Exclamation mark waste of time. Well done. That's so I'll go, I'm going to make a note of all of these things, and in the next flight sim stream I do, I will run a poll. Just some crappy coin. Some absolutely fantastic butt coin, really? So yeah, some absolutely fantastic suggestions. I'll make a list and we'll run a poll in the next stream and see what happens. But some awesome suggestions there, ladies and gentlemen. Much appreciated. I'm just going to make sure that I do record these suggestions down. How do I do that again on this? There we go. So we have that. We have just some crappy coin. We have time investments. We have saggy coins. We have richness. We have so many, lots of money. We have black hole. Give me coin. Jeez, there is a lot of. Come on, phone. Don't. There we go. Barrows. King Garwin coin. Garwin, you've already got your own exclamation mark in the Discord. Let's not go too crazy there. Show me the money. Ooh, that's not a bad one. Not a bad one at all. Butt coin. The J-Oz refund for being slow coin. Yeah, look, I don't think that's going to make it in, Wes. Just, yeah. Pink bits. Props. Floppy bits. Okay. Time is just an illusion. Karaoke tickets. Bills. Coiny Mac coin face. Oh my god. I'm going to have to scroll up here for a sec, ladies and gentlemen, because there's definitely ones that I missed. Just some cash. And I'll actually put one of my own in there, sort of off of that suggestion, Garwin. That is just some cashola. Bucks. My freaking god. Okay, that's that. Oh, bot coins. I don't mind that at all, actually. Do not mind bot coins at all. Alright, I think that's enough suggestions. There's like 20 something. That's going to be a massive poll. I might actually save that poll for Cooking on the Fly number 3, which is, what day are we today? Saturday the 26th of September. So Cooking on the Fly number 3 is going to be Friday the 1st of October. It will be Falkland Islands. We will be doing fish and chips and oysters in Falkland Island style. So I've done a lot of internet Googling and a lot of conversing with Sean Dale. And we've sort of come to the conclusion, you know, obviously the Falkland Islands is very, very British influenced with its cuisine, but it also has a lot of Argentinian influence. And So basically we're going to be able to achieve a Falkland Islands fish and chips with oysters, which is sort of like they absolutely do fish and chips in the Falkland Islands, but we're almost going to create our own dish here. And that's partially got to do with a lot, there isn't actually that much information on the internet about Falkland Islands cuisine, mainly because it is very similar to British cuisine, but there is subtle differences, and after a lot of Googling, the general consensus is it's a mix of British and Argentinian and barbecue, Argentinian flavours in British style cuisines, and I've sort of got, they really like their oysters and they really like their seafood. So as I said, we're going to do a Falkland Island style fish and chips and oysters. And that's going to be done, the fish and the oysters are going to be done on the barbecue. Brett, that is on the 1st of October. So next Friday, we'll be cooking on the fly number 3. So sacks and penny bits. I will add sacks and penny bits, but I'm not adding anything more after that because there is so many. Black Evo hates oysters. You know, you may not hate the oysters this way. But Common Sense Gaming, I saw your suggestion about Roo Coins. Roo Coins is actually what it was on this channel before I shifted it to paper. And I changed it because I didn't like it. So, as good of a suggestion as it is, I'm not going back to what it was. But I absolutely loved your suggestion of bot coins. So, Brett plays. Okay, cool, another late night snack. Yes. However, I'm hoping that I may actually not be working on that Friday, which means that I should be able to start it at a slightly more reasonable eating time so that I'm not trying to eat food at like 1:30 in the morning like I was last time. And again, I will post up the ingredients for this and the equipment required tomorrow in the Discord. And anyone who does want to cook along, have a chat to Wes. It's quite a good experience, at least from what he told me, to cook along, and I absolutely, I would love to have more people cooking along who can sort of, you know, almost like a cook along live style thing. That would be fantastic. Yeah, so Tanana, butt coins and bot coins was suggested. Many oysters are punched, skate / raywing. Not that I'm aware of here in Australia. I mean, we've got some of the best oysters probably in the world, from like Coffin Bay and Sydney Rock and all that. either way, if you do not like oysters, obviously you do not need to cook that particular part of the dish because the fish and chips part itself will be absolutely delicious, without a doubt. So it is absolutely your call and your prerogative on that one. Oh, Common Sense Gaming, I just saw your suggestion, Kangi coins. Common Sense Gaming, please get out of my head, because before it was Roo coins, it was Kangi coins. And I thought it was the most cringy thing ever, so I changed it to Roo coins. Turns out that wasn't much better. Really need to get out of my head, young man. It's a very, very dangerous place for somebody like yourself to be. Why am I always so slow? Yeah, no, it's not a safe place for young minds, Black Evo. It's not even a safe place for older minds and adult minds. It's just not a safe place for anyone. I don't know what's going on with my voice this evening. I mean, I don't know if anything's coming across to you guys in the stream, but I am really having to strain to speak. Let me rephrase. I'm not really having to strain. I'm having to work harder to produce vocals than I usually would. So we're coming up now on the on Trelo International Airport, as well as the Trelo Aero Club. Now the Trelo Aero Club is one of the most popular aero clubs here in Patagonia. As you can see, I mean, look at the scenery. Why wouldn't you want to own and fly an aircraft around here? Like, far out. Like, one of the first things I would do if I lived around this area was try and get myself a pilot's license. And that is actually the airport that I think Black Evo was referring to before, that has 6 runways. David Jacko says, Bryce's last flying and last driving on truck sims. You know what, David? Sometimes it's good to come last. Keeps the women happy, you know? We also do have like a 30 knot headwind or a 25 knot headwind, or need a safe work to enter Bryce's mind. I just recommend not entering my mind, period. Have I got the Rona? No, definitely not. My taste buds work 100%. Tanana says, why am I so slow? Man, I've got a bit of a mean streak tonight. Ask the doctor. I don't mean to be mean. That Tanana, all good, mate. You are all good. Do not stress. Do not stress. Kangaroo says, I'm watching you on my TV. Kangaroo, this is for you, mate. Red Place says, you are stumbling over your words. Maybe a lot of talking already today. Maybe a long non-political chat, ... I see where you're going there, Brett. I see where you're going. Brett and I had quite a good chat politically in the Discord earlier today before I went to work. Hard to speak and breathe, hope it's not COVID. No, it's like, I don't have anything, it's just literally here in the throat. It could be a combination of things. It could be the fact that I just ate a shit ton of chili when I got home from work in the pulled pork salad that I made. I put 3 or 4 bird's eye chilies in there. That could be having an effect because obviously it makes your sinuses run. So who knows? But I can guarantee you it's definitely not COVID because I don't leave the house except to go to work. It was a very good chat as well, Brett, I must say. It's really it's quite good to just be able to have a common, normal, everyday conversation about politics with people and not feel as if you're trying to have something shoved down your throat or you're shoving something down somebody else's throat, which unfortunately is what it feels like when it occurs on social media. So it's quite cool to be able to experience the fact that you can still talk about politics in today's day and age. Wes says, Bryce, what the hell, man? Your mind is corrupt. I just seen what you did late last night. Huh? Is that what that camera in my bedroom's for? Oh, okay. Tanana says, I've been easily affected by lung and throat stuff, like you say, then hard to breathe, then cough next day. I've always had asthma, Tanana, so it could just be that as well. Brett says, oh my god, I am now eligible to apply for Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship. I don't play mobile games anymore. Brett, I'll be honest with you. I am all for sponsorship and taking sponsorships. But Raid Shadow Legends, do some research before you go saying yes or no. That's the only advice I can give you. Tanana says work equals maybe COVID exposure. Look, there is very little chance of that where I live, Tanana. There is only one active case of COVID in my postcode, and they've been in isolation the whole time. Oh, I can tell you right now, Common Sense Gaming, in my almost 29 years on this planet, I have definitely tried Fanta and Coke together. And it is absolutely delicious, 100%. Modern internet politics, shouting over each other, sad really. Yep, absolutely, Tanana. It's why it's so refreshing to be able to have adult conversations about it. When it's something that interests two people and neither party is yelling at each other or getting offended by what's being said or whatever. It's really quite nice. Bruden says, good morning and I'm sorry I didn't get up in time. Bruden, mate, there is nothing to be sorry about there. It is an absolute pleasure to see you here though, Bruden. Bryce after dark. Urgh. David says it's a peeping cam Wes and I set up to spy on you getting dressed. I mean, unless you want to see, unless you get turned on by dad bods, it's not really much for you to, you know. Yeah, it may also have a lot to do with the fact that I have literally spent the last 2 days laughing my head off for multiple hours whilst watching Les try to play farming sim, especially when he tries to use forklifts. It's a couple of times I nearly fell off my chair. I was in drag at 4 a.m. As far as I'm aware, I wasn't even asleep yet at 4 a.m. last night. I was having a lot of issues getting to sleep. Red Blaze says, I watch channels that have it already. I'm not into it. It's not my genre, but if War Thunder wants to sponsor me, then I'll start playing. I mean, as I said, Brett, it's your choice in the end, and I absolutely 100%, if you've got the ability to get sponsorships, go for it. Just, I personally haven't heard fantastic things about Ray. That's all. And I don't want you to get screwed. That's it. David says, the mobile games I play is the ones they advertise on Pornhub. Oh, David. Whatever will I do with you? Britton says, last night I spawned at San Diego and Simdad was sitting there on the ramp like 6 hours after I said to him, are you stalking me? Sorry, who's Simdad? Am I missing something? Britton says, it's that dad haircut that's doing it for me. I know, do you like it? I don't know what a dad haircut is, Tanana, but obviously this is a dad haircut, so I'll go with it. Rudin says, my wife wants to go for a bike ride, so I don't think I'm going to make it for this stream. I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride my bike. I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride it where I like. Wes. Inspector T69, it's just before midnight here. I better go and get my beauty sleep. Heavens no, I need it. No worries, Inspector T69. Absolute pleasure to have you along in the stream, mate. I hope you did enjoy being here as much as I enjoyed having you here. You look after yourself, mate, and I'm sure I'll see you around the streaming traps. Simdad is another streamer. Jealous? No, absolutely not, Brood. And I want to know stuff like that because I want to go and subscribe to them because I want to see streamers. I want to see, people out there making the best of themselves on the internet. Bubba Von Braun says, as a singer, you make a great chef. Part of the problem is I can't hear myself with these in. So I don't know how good or bad it sounds when I sing, or whether I'm in tune, out of tune, whatever. But I'm assuming by that comment it was shit, so that's cool. I also think the other reason that my tongue and my voice are quite dry this evening is probably a lot to do with the weather. It is currently 1.8 degrees Celsius. And I remember a couple of months ago when it was freezing cold, this was a problem I had on stream semi-regularly. Was that I would need to drink a lot of water because the dry, cold air would keep drying out my tongue and my throat. Common Sense Gaming says, sorry, couldn't stream on the weekend. I'll hopefully be able to reschedule to next weekend, Saturday. No worries, Common Sense Gaming. I've got you subscribed to. When you stream, I'll jump in, I'll have a look, I'll give you some tips and tricks if you need it. You know, as I originally promised to you, if you're genuinely wanting to get into streaming, I'm genuinely prepared to jump in and have a look at what you get up to. Yeah, it's interesting, Brett. I mean, like, we're a couple of days away from October. We're, you know, a month into spring. Usually by now, you know, we'd be having decent, you know, 8, 9 degrees in the evening. The fact that, you know, last night was -1, tonight's going to be -1. What's going on, you know? He says, I went out in t-shirt and thongs, 3 degrees Celsius and 10 hours, it wasn't cold. Yeah, well, you know what they say, no sense, no feeling. Bruton says, on Thursday he flew into San Diego 3 times. That seems excessive, Bruton. Bubba says, okay folks, I'm out, need some sleep ahead of our 7-hour long haul, Heathrow to Chicago, see you all later. Bubba, what's this long haul that a few people are speaking about? Am I missing something? Did I miss... Is somebody streaming a long haul? But either way, Bubba, mate, catch you later. You look after yourself, get a good rest. And if I manage to pull myself out of bed at a reasonable time tomorrow morning, I will jump in and have a look at what this Heathrow to Chicago thing is that I've seen a few people speaking about. Sorry, Jules, yeah, yeah, IAD is Washington, of course. Sorry, yeah, Heathrow to Washington. Heathrow to Washington. I don't know why I thought that was Chicago. Ah, in Shane's channel. Okay. Yeah, I haven't jumped in the first class lounge for a couple of days, so that's probably why I've missed it. Okay. Replace says, yeah, I'm off to bed now too, mate. Chat and Farm Sim or Shane stream. Cheers. Brett, no worries, mate. Have a good rest, bro. Look after yourself. And as you said, we'll chat at some point in Shane stream or Farm Sim or whatever. So we just passed over Trelew and the Trelew Aero Club. Small little town there. Some absolutely fantastic scenery as we make our way further into Patagonia here, I must say. I think it is quite phenomenal that you have these grassy farming areas and residential areas in the middle, like almost a strip down the middle, surrounded by desert and arid on both sides. Alright, I'm going to get up for a moment. Smash some water and have a quick stretch of the legs and I shall return. Right, I have returned, and you may notice now that I can actually speak like a normal person, and I mean I will say the air currently is very dry. There is basically no humidity, but it's nothing that a little bit of mouthwash can't fix. Now I actually feel like I can speak again without pushing to make the words come out. I don't know if it's coming across to you guys, but it just feels like I'm speaking normally again. Tanana says, I got onto the stream. Wow, does that mean I'm famous? I mean, Tanana, it means you're famous within this stream. So I'm a little bit befuddled, because on intermission, in the bottom right-hand corner, it's meant to come up with the little nav map in a small, so it's meant to be flights in, little nav map, viewer count, and the chat. But I couldn't get little nav map to show up. Tanana says, which part of Australia are you streaming from? I am streaming from the southeast part of Australia, in the state of Victoria. About the only state that's any colder than Victoria, Tanana, is Tasmania, which is the small island below us. Bloody Victorians, says Wes. Yeah, bloody South Australians, I don't know. Drifting DC6s and shit like that. Blackadder says, I can only see 3 of us on little nav map. Yeah, Blackadder, I've got Big Jack, I've got Beera, I've got myself. I can't actually see you on little nav map, Blackadder. Yeah, I can only see myself, Beera, and David on little nav map. Not that it matters, but some of you may have accidentally left yourself on Wes's little nav map thing. I'm not sure. Anyway, whatever. It's not the be all and end all. Brendan says, you call that speaking like a normal person? Man, you've been in Australia too long. Yeah, since the day I was born. According to other Australians, I am speaking normal, so therefore I'm speaking normal. I know that us Australians speak nothing that could even be remotely considered to be normal, but yeah. Victoria isn't especially dry, as it says to Nana. It's not humid. It is not known for its humidity. It's very far south. It's probably like summer here to Nana, really hot days, 45 degrees Celsius, 0% humidity. Blackadder says everybody loves Tassie. Yeah, Tassie's cool. Really, really picturesque and scenic. South Aussies, the cool bogans of Australia. If that's what helps you sleep at night, Wes, you keep telling yourself that, mate. Is Wes still in the DC6? I have no idea. If he has, he's probably already eaten passengers' brooders. Darwin says, I will work on setting that up later today. Not a problem, Darwin, all good. It is, it's not a prerequisite, it is simply something for everybody to enjoy. Gammy says, cannot see anyone on little nav. That's interesting. Blackadder says I can see Vera and Big Jack. So Blackadder, I wonder why I can't see you. Oh, there we go. I've got Wes now on little nav map in my sight. Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder why I can't see. Anyway. Wes didn't turn it on. Rightio. Yeah, Black Evo, all good. I understand not on the new rig. I understand there's a lot of setting up that needs to be completed when you get a new rig. This was me 12 months ago. This rig that I'm streaming on is about 12 months old now. Stu says he has landed and powered off. Wow, you're fast, Stu. Okay, Wes is in the King Air. There we go. Rudin giving Wes good life advice there. Yeah, so Tanano, I would compare our weather similarly to Arizona. Really, the only time you get humidity here is when it's quite cold. And when I say quite cold, I'm talking like 10 degrees. Once it drops below about 10 degrees, the humidity starts to disappear again. Glenn says Northwest Victoria is dry. Yeah, Northwest Victoria can be very dry, especially during summertime. It can almost become desert-like at times. Gavin says, by the way, I'm not sure if you have checked it out, but Jean's Seasons and Tree Payware is super amazing for low-level flying. I'm currently chatting to him to add more Australian fauna to the Payware mod. I'd be very interested to hear more about that, Gami. If you're, are you in the Discord by any chance, Gami? Speaking of which, I just realised I didn't put the flight plan up in the chat, I didn't put the server details up in the chat or anything at the start of the stream. I was too busy promoting other streams. Whoops, I do apologise for that, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, if you want to drop more information about that particular mod in the Discord, Gammy, I would be more than happy to look more into it, because that sounds absolutely phenomenal. To increase the visibility of things for low-level flying is something that would definitely be beneficial on these streams. So that would be awesome. Awesome stuff. Bruton says, can I see the VFR map? Bruton, I thought you were going to go ride your bicycle. But not a problem. Just let it take 1,100 years to load up. Probably got a better, going to have probably a better idea anyway of where you, where is a better option for you to fly out of from little nav map. So, I will pop it in the... Okay, cool. I'll pop it in the Discord for you. Not the Discord, the chat, sorry, Bruton. That is the best airport that I would say if you want to jump in your helicopter. Sierra Alpha Papa, Quebec. Gowan says, the one thing that Microsoft Flight Simulator has missed around here is the Alpine line where trees end. They have trees on all the peaks and many are above the Alpine zone and have none. Yeah, very true, actually, Garwin. Very true. Sorry, this is photo-worthy right now. Bruton says, I'm not going to get in. I was just kidding about the VFR map, but you started this. Oh, for God's sake. Bruton here to waste my time. Yeah, Garwin, I think we're all almost at Sierra Alpha Papa Quebec. Which is good, because it means we're all on track. Nah, all good, Bruton. I understand, mate. Just winding you back up after you winded me up, or wound, or whatever the English determination of that word may or may not be. Wes says, shit. Okay. And he is plummeting to the earth at a rapid rate. Wes, what have you done now? You've managed to flip trucks. You've managed to flip tractors. Are you now going to flip a King Air? This river that we are following it's quite spectacular scenery right here, I must say. Hey, Tanana, it may not be a new computer, but mate, it is in the right direction, you know? Bits and pieces will start to come together and then you'll have that beastie computer again. Like Evo says, new rig, GPU 70%, 63 degrees Celsius, CPU 16%, memory 37%, 60 plus FPS on Ultra. Not bad. Yeah, not bad at all, Black Evo. That's very impressive. What's your specs again, mate? Feel free to drop your specs in the chat. I'm very interested. Either that or you can drop them to me in Discord, mate. Your call on that one. Wes says, battery flat and out of fuel. I see. That's not ideal, Wes. And we don't even have Rudin in his helicopter to come and save you from your inevitable death. Glenn says, there is a New Zealand vegetation mod that makes a huge difference to the accuracy of trees in New Zealand, but performance is, let's say, not optimal. Yeah, it's, you know, if it is a freeware mod, sometimes freeware mods, you know, they take a while to get optimization in, unfortunately. But I mean, it's progress in the right direction, and if it's a freeware mod, it means it's hopefully going to keep updating, and maybe they will be able to optimize it in the future. But it's always interesting to know that these things exist. Kangaroo says, my plane spun out of control and crashed, joined in again. Oh, geez, that's not fantastic. Gowan says, dear Lord, I heard, what is your sex there, mate? Oh, shit. Wow. Well, I think Black Evo is male. Seeing as according to YouTube analytics, my whole viewership is 100% male. Unless Black Evo's lying. Yeah. But that is one hell of a rig, Black Evo. One hell of a rig. I definitely need to upgrade my GPU. My CPU is good, my RAM is good, everything else is good. My GPU sucks. In case you guys weren't aware of that after the amount of streaming issues and crashing issues and driver issues I've had over the last 4 months. Dan Random says, howdy, just watching this evening. Dan, mate, welcome to the stream. Absolute pleasure to have you here. I am glad that you are around, and you know what? If you're just watching, you're just watching. Fully understandable. Wes says I rushed the start. Not ideal, Wes. Not ideal. Bruton says, I wouldn't land there anyway. I'm not trying to get it. Oh, this is going to be a running joke now with Wes eating his passengers to survive in the harsh and desolate Patagonia in Argentina. Blackadder says Becky has not subscribed yet then. No, she has not, I do not believe. If I'm going to get a graphics card, Glenn, I'm probably going to get a 3080 Ti just because I have a 3900X, which is an absolute beast of a CPU. And right now, my 5700 XT, performance-wise in the sim, performs similarly to a 1080 Ti, so it's not ideal. Like, he's really bottlenecking the rest of my system. So to get something like a 3080 Ti would probably be on a more reasonable level of averages where neither CPU and GPU are fighting with each other. Well, I mean, where's I've got a 5700 XT GPU available. I would not charge you for this thing. You definitely get better performance, but it would probably annoy the shit out of you after a while. Looking at 2,400 Australian for a 3080 Ti. Whoa. No, only 1080 Beera. I'd love to get a 4K screen, but at the time that I built this rig, I couldn't justify the $600 or $700 that it was for a screen. Now I could, but back then I couldn't. Yeah, you have Intel, Wes. I know you have Intel. Doesn't mean you can't run a 5700 XT. GPU. You wouldn't need a new motherboard. Why would you need a new motherboard? GPU fits any motherboard. Tanana says, my handle is, I suppose, non-binary by today's standards, but I hope I come across as human. I mean, yeah, you come across as human to me. Are you trying to tell me that you're alien? Maybe I won't get a 3080 Ti. Maybe I'll get a 6800 XT, which is about the same performance as a 3080 Ti, but about $1,000 cheaper. Wes says you can't run AMD on Intel, it's only AMD you can run both. Wes, what are you talking about? I could quite easily have an i9 CPU and my 5700 XT graphics card in this PC, no problem. Whoever told you that is telling you bullshit, mate. You can absolutely run cross items. Yeah, I'm not ray tracing, Glenn. I just feel like maybe $2,400 is a little bit steep for a graphics card. You absolutely can, Wes. You can run an Intel CPU with an AMD GPU, you can run an AMD CPU with an NVIDIA GPU, and you can run Intel with NVIDIA and AMD with AMD. Oh my god, Beera. That is a hell of a rig. And Stu as well. My God. Some absolutely phenomenal rigs that you guys have got. Really, really cool stuff. I might put a rig showcase thing in the Discord, because I'm always interested to see what people are gaming with, and I'm sure there's other people here as well who are interested to see people's rig setups. My GPU is a Radeon 5700 XT, Wes. Just obviously, if I do send it to you, be aware of the fact that sometimes this GPU is known for having driver timeout issues, and it can get really annoying. Bruton says, I planted a tree this spring because they are systematically cutting down all the trees around here. I named it Ricky and it's doing good. Bruton, I also like the fact that you planted a tree. Noticing the fact that they're cutting down all the trees around where you are. Nicely done, good sir. I'm sure the planet will thank you for that in the long run. It is a huge upgrade, Wes, but as I keep saying, it will shit you to tears some days. But it will give you better performance as well. That is a absolutely banging rig as well there, Glenn. Wes may need to update his power supply. He may need to update his power supply, but if he's got 600 watts or more, he should be good. Garwin says, if anyone needs spare trees, I have shitloads. Garwin, depends what sort of trees we're talking about here, mate. Wes says, I've got a good power supply unit, 650 watt bronze. Oh, that'll be plenty for... as we fly over Garmy Wombat, but that'll be plenty for a 5700 XT, Wes. If I do upgrade the GPU, Wes, I will obviously put the option to you to have the 5700 XT or whatever, but as I keep saying, it will shit you to tears. Because it will just at points, it will just green screen on you whilst you're streaming. So, Glenn, I am also rendering, obviously when I export my videos and all that, when I'm uploading to the channel. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. That's alright, Black Evo. I'm regional Victoria and I'm happy to look after the cars for you. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, whilst you can't use them. Damn, Vruden, that's a decent rig as well, mate. 2080 Ti, hey? I mean, Black Evo, I've got a pretty good resume when it comes to cars. I've never had a car accident or anything like that. Been driving for 10 years. I mean, Wes, you're more than welcome to up your motherboard and CPU, but the offer is there at a later date when I do upgrade my GPU. But when you are streaming and it does green screen on you mid-stream, don't say I didn't tell you so. I told you so. Because I guarantee you it will. Shit you to tears like a Carnival Cruise? Yeah, exactly. 2080 Ti is pretty much the same performance as 3070. Yeah, absolutely. So, I may also consider a 3070. Don't know. I need to do a little bit more research into 6800 XTs, 3070s, 38s, you know, all those things, and figure out how much I need to spend to get what I want, and go from there. Gummy Wombat says, I'm off everyone, need some sleep, enjoy the rest of the stream, thanks, top fun. Gummy Wombat, mate, thank you so much for coming along, very much appreciated. I do hope that you did enjoy it as much as I enjoyed having you here. You look after yourself, mate, have a good rest, and I'm sure I will see you around the streaming traps and the YouTube traps soon. I wonder if that's part of my problem, Brood, and the fact that I'm running 4 separate screens, all at 1080, off of the 5700 XT. I get the feeling that that might be part of the reason why it doesn't like me. Wes's specs is... Oh, he's got a little MSI mini thing. Yeah, Wes, you would probably need to upgrade your memory before you were to upgrade your CPU with a 5700 XT. Yeah, it's not $1,000 better. So basically what we're concluding here, Glenn, is if a 3070 suits me, I would get a 3070. If I need something with more power, I need to look at like a 6800 or 6900 XT. I just realised that my specs doesn't have my solid state drive. Huh? Why wouldn't I have put that in there? People are trying to ghost you now in helicopters. It's hilarious. Yeah, I really enjoy it, actually. I know that sounds crazy, but... Yeah, thank you, thank you very much, Garwood. Approximately halfway. Really? I thought we were further than halfway. No, we are definitely past halfway. But not by much. That's surprising. Not complaining though, the scenery's getting better and better the closer we get down to Comodoro Rivadavia, so... Mate, if you want to come up close to the aircraft, I can get you in a screenshot like what I've done with Bruden and Dan. I'm more than happy to do stuff like that. Actually, now that I think about it, Wes, you may actually not have any issues because you're not trying to run 4 screens at 1080p. I was trying to run 5 screens, but I gave up completely because it was just, wow, it caused that absolute complete driver meltdown as people saw a week or so ago. So, touch wood, ever since I removed the 5th screen, it's been a little bit more well behaved. Although I must admit, I do miss having the 5th screen during streaming. Bruden says, I'm going to have a stream with Brett where we discuss the finer points of helicopter pilotage. That sounds interesting. I'd be interested in learning the finer points about helicopter pilotage as well, Bruden. I know I don't have VR, but I've got your Track IR. It provides a similar-ish experience, at least with the head movements. So the fact that you run 2 Wes, you might not actually have a problem with the graphics card at all. Yeah, I know they only have 4 monitor connections, Vera. I was actually running a splitter out of one of the monitor connections to create 2 monitor connections out of 1 monitor connection. In hindsight, probably not a fantastic idea. Especially with something that's only as powerful as a 1080 Ti. You know, I probably wouldn't have so much of an issue if I had a super, you know, graphics card like a 3070 or a 3080 Ti or a 6800 XT or... Yeah. Oh really, USB-C will display link. Maybe that's something I can look at when I upgrade the GPU so that I can go back to having 5 screens or more. Because it's just, it's so much more beneficial because I have Flight Sim on one, I have Streamlabs on the other, I've got the YouTube stream on the other, and then on the 4th one, I've usually got my chatbot and webcam related stuff, little nav map, etc. Now, usually, previously, I've had little nav map and all that stuff on the 5th screen. But it's just more so I can have everything open at all times. Yeah, I'm precious like that, I guess. Doing a decent job here, Stu. Well, I mean, Wes, it hasn't caused me any issues since I went back to 4. So I can only imagine if you're only running 3, that it's going to be even better again. Yeah, I'll definitely look into that, Glenn. Oh, no, absolutely not, Tanana. I'm just one of those people that whenever I do something, I like to have everything in front of me at the same time and not have to continuously open and close things. So the more screens I can run when I'm streaming, the happier my brain is, because I don't need to continuously open and close things. If I had, 6 or 7 screens, I could have absolutely everything that I ever required for a stream open, and I would never be all like, oh shit, I've got to open that, I've got to, yeah. But that's just me and the way my brain works. You can stream, I would recommend a minimum of 2 screens if you were to stream. Three at what resolution? Yeah, at what resolution, Wes? I'm assuming probably 1080. Darwin says, I think it would make more sense to have a second computer run all the capture streaming stuff. That way the gaming computer does only the gaming. Darwin, that is another thing I have absolutely considered. I have considered, even though this rig is only a year old, or just over a year old, because it's got Ryzen 3000 series stuff and all that, I've actually considered buying another rig for streaming and then using that one for the streaming side of things, the new one for the gaming side of things, and then utilizing my old parts to create a third server so that maybe we can even host our own farming sim server. I don't know. Many things for me to think about. Much time for me to think about it. Not something I need to make a decision on today or tomorrow or next week. Yeah. Just basically giving everybody an insight to what goes on in my brain, and now everybody's probably going to have to go and see a therapist for the next 6 months. Yeah, it may improve your VR experience, Bruden. Wes says, do you know how to install it though? Well, guide via video call. Are you talking about installing a GPU? Wes, it's so simple, bro. I could show you, no problem. GPU is one of the most simple things to install in a build. You literally line it up with the slot, pop it in until it goes click, put your power cables in from your GPU, done. Simple as that. Install your drivers, easy. Yeah, Glenn, that's probably why I'm having so many issues. Because I was basically asking my computer to complete beyond 4K resolution with 5 screens through a splitter, whilst also trying to run Flight Sim at high ultra settings. I wonder if I've been causing my problems the whole time. It wouldn't surprise me if I have. Oh, sorry, Tanana, I missed your comment above about one great big honking screen with Windows. Absolutely, mate. 100% that would work. I know quite a few people who stream with just one screen. But it's like one of those big 40-something inch curved monitors. 100% that'll work. Games absolutely do like to run ultra wide and full screen mirror. However, he could absolutely run his games at 1080p if the ultra wide was a 4K monitor, so that he could have other windows surrounding. Yes, it does, Glenn. I'm very aware of that. Seeing as my main monitor is a, well, I wouldn't call it an ultra wide, but it is definitely wide and it is curved. And some of the edges are not as smooth as I would like them to be, unfortunately. Right, I'm starting to yawn, so I'm going to get up and I'm going to walk around again, because usually that fixes that no problem. I've discovered over the last week or so that usually it's just because I'm sitting here doing nothing and I'm talking so much, I'm not actually giving myself enough oxygen, which is very stupid on my behalf, but there you go. So I shall return in a memento. Right, I have returned. I do apologise for the fact that took a little bit longer than I expected. When I did walk inside, I noticed that my washing and drying had finished its loads, and I was like, oh yeah, I better do that as well. Better keep the process moving along. So that's why that took me an extra couple of minutes. But it probably added to my reawakening process anyway, so I'm not really going to complain about that. Did I miss any phenomenal scenery whilst I was gone, or just sort of the awesome stuff that we've been flying over the whole time? Looks like the awesome stuff that we've been flying over for the whole time. That's cool. Bruden, I can understand why you do that though, because the old Alienware cases look really cool. And yeah, Tanana, I'm sure Black Evo does have a lot of spare time, especially when they make him fly the planes across to the United States, but they don't make him fly them back, so he just has to sit in business class, the poor sod, for 15 hours. I don't know how he copes. Gowan says it gets much better as you get into the hills, bumpy, but the scenery is great. I mean, I've already thought the scenery was bloody fantastic. If you're telling me there's even better scenery coming up, I'm... Oh. Okay. No hostile. Yeah, I hope they're not hostile up there in the air. That would be a bit, I didn't, I personally thought you were flying a 787, not an F-14, but either way. Don't worry, I know what you meant. It just added a bit of comedy to the sentence there, Black. You have to get your own food and make your own coffee. Oh, no. Because we know how much you hate having to make your own food, Black Evo. Next minute you're going to tell us that you've taken the smoker up in the air with you. If you ever do that, please let me know, because I'm coming on that flight, because I want smoked meat. Yeah, air pirates, exactly. You've heard of the Pirates of the Caribbean. Well, this is the Pirates of... Penzance? No. What's something that would work instead of Caribbean? Because my brain's decided that functioning is not the position it would like to be in at this point. I know you would if they would let you. I think they might consider it to be a fire hazard though. If you can somehow find a fireless, smokeless smoker, which is a contradiction in terms that probably never occurred, or will ever occur, but I'm sure they'd allow you to take that up there, Black Evo. Hostile. Yeah, exactly. Garn says, first you want to know his sex, now you want to smoke his meat. What is this stream coming to? A conversation about sex and meat. I mean, are you going to tell me, Garwin, that you're not interested in those two topics, smoked meat and sex? Oh yeah, liquid smoke. Yeah, no, screw that. That shit tastes like a bushfire. Scenery is good up here. All right, I need to get a move on and get up to where the rest of you are, because sounds like I'm missing out. All of you just, I think all of you are jealous of mine and Black Evo's meat conversations. Really, you just want in on Black Evo's smoked meat. And for those of you who are in the Discord, you'll know exactly why, because he posts things up in there quite regularly. You want to take some smoked meat and reheat it in the aircraft ovens, stink out the whole plane. Now that would be something quite awesome. If Qantas started serving smoked meat on their flights, I'm pretty sure I'd be buying a plane ticket on a weekly basis. Bruton says, Bryce, if you've never seen the movie Sausage Party, you should watch it. I feel it would be right up your alley. Bruton, I've seen Sausage Party, mate. And it was funny. You had brisket today on board. Yeah, well, in business class, you basically get whatever you want, don't you? Darwin says, when you get to Canada, you have to make Montreal smoked meat. They smoke a corned beef brisket and poutine fries, cheese curd and gravy. Damn, Garwin, that sounds damn good. I'll say it right now, Garwin. Even if I don't end up moving to Canada, the minute I can travel, I'm gonna travel to Canada. Because that country has always fascinated me. Yeah, and Garwin, I've heard that Montreal has a pretty good car scene as well, which is right up my alley. Canada is awesome. Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things. And I've got a few people I know over in Canada, and I just sort of go, yeah, like you guys have got some really mad cars and some really mad food, and I'd just like to go there and see it. But then I'd also like to go to the southern states of the US, especially like New Orleans, because the food. Yeah, Black Evo. Like you could sort of tell as we left Punta Delgada, it just slowly but surely more and more became more Patagonia. And the closer we get here to Comodoro Rivadavia, it's becoming even more Patagonia-ish. If that's the way you could define something as Patagonia-ish. Canada does not have any place warm. Didn't Kamloops have like 50 degrees Celsius a couple of weeks ago? Well, you see, Wes, there's part of your problem. You're flying Qantas Link. You're only flying from your hometown to Adelaide. What do you want? A banquet, 8 courses, degustation with wine matched as well? You want a lie flat bed in your Dash 8? Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's menu on Leaded Rapier Airways 777 is smoked meat and the best beer, wine and spirits in the world. So, Dan Murphy's then. Oh, I see how it is. Black Evo's going to get Wes on his plane and they'll look after him like a king, but the rest of us can just go and screw ourselves, obviously. Blackadder's going to Vancouver in August. Blackadder, I will be so keen to hear if I am not yet able to travel to Canada by that point. I'll be so keen to hear about what it's like. There is enough room for all of you, 240 seats. You know, I know, Black Eva, I was just winding you up because you singled out Wes, that's all. I deep down knew that you were probably sort of referring to all of us that we should come on board. Oh, Vancouver is warm in August. I thought you were saying you're going to Vancouver next August. You know what, Wes? Qantas Health is not even owned by Qantas. Pretty sure it's underwritten by NIB. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. Glenn says, Etihad was the best food of the various airlines last time I travelled. Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what's probably the best food I've ever had. I think it was probably Singapore Airlines, actually. But that's not really surprising when you think about it. Yeah, I'd say definitely Singapore Airlines. Yeah, so Blackadder, you're doing Australia 2023 and Canada in 2024. You're a lucky man. Yeah, unfortunately I couldn't afford first class Singapore Airlines Black Evo. I fly economy class like the rest of the peasants. Except for the odd occasion when there's a business class ticket that's available with points and pay or on severe discount as part of a package. Wes. Nicely done though, Wes. Yeah, well, you see, Black Evo, I didn't know you when I last travelled. Which is unfortunate for myself. But you can best guarantee I'm going to do my best to fly Qantas at every point now for the rest of my life. I mean, Qantas has never done me wrong anyway. Jetstar has, but Qantas has never done me wrong. The only reason I flew Virgin Australia for such a period of time is because my dad's credit card was with Virgin Money. So he just racked up the Virgin Australia points like it was going out of fashion. So of course it made sense to be like, hey Dad, I want to go here, watch the points plus pay cost. And he'd be like, you know, you owe me $85 and I can get you to Sydney or whatever in return. I'd be like, yep, no worries. I mean, he only did it because he physically couldn't use the amount of points he was accumulating. So, yeah, no, I understand that, Black Evo, but you know, like, there's a better chance if I am flying Qantas. Hey, is sort of what I'm getting at. Plus, now that Virgin Australia has changed hands and has absolutely no Australian ownership whatsoever, don't know if I am keen on giving them my money anymore. I almost feel like Regional Express is putting some serious pressure on Virgin Australia. And honestly, Regional Express, now the fact that they're flying domestically, gives me a little bit of a warm, fuzzy feeling, because obviously Regional Express is from the ashes of Ansett. And as a child, I always flew Ansett when we went on family holidays. And it just sort of gives me that feeling of, well done guys, like you managed to salvage a couple of the old Ansett subsidiaries, Hazelton and Kendall, turn it into Rex, you managed to build that from the ground up, and now you're flying in competition against Qantas and Virgin Australia and all that. I think it is, if they can make it successful, I'll just be like, now they just have to change the name back to Ansett. That'll be the icing on the cake. Yeah, Rex is good. They just need to upgrade their interiors, Wes. Away from, because of course all their aircraft are ex-Virgin Australia aircraft, so they've still got Virgin Australia interiors. No, Ansett. A-N-S-E-T-T, Tanana. Yeah, Black Evo, I don't think actually that many people are aware of that, but you're not the first Qantas person that I've spoken to who speaks so highly of their competition when it comes to Ansett. Almost every Qantas person I speak to who was employed by Qantas at the time that Ansett went under had nothing but phenomenal things to say about Ansett, which blows my mind because you were in direct competition with them. And I guess that just goes to show the way they ran their business model and the way that the people and the staff from that airline were sort of rubbed off on the whole Australian airline industry. Bira says, used Finnair last time I fly, maybe 3 years ago. Yeah, Bira, it's been a while since I've flown Finnair, about 13 years, but when I did, back on the days of the A340-300, flew from Hong Kong to Helsinki. Fantastic flight. Very, very underrated airline they were back then. I'm pretty sure they've sort of cemented themselves now, but yeah. It's kind of crazy to think about it though, isn't it? Like how many Qantas people would cry if Virgin Australia went under? I feel like there'd be less of an emotional attachment than there was to Ansett. It's interesting, before I actually started streaming, Jason Stray and myself were this close to starting Ansett Virtual Airlines in Flight Sim. Jason had even done up liveries and everything, modern day liveries for the A320 and all that, for Flight Sim. Yeah, I could be wrong, Black Eva. I get the vibe that the company itself is not as loved by the general populace, especially after recent issues, than what Ansett was. But I could be totally wrong as well, because I am not in the industry and I can only go off of what I hear and see. In fact, I'd love to be proven wrong. Maybe one day I will have enough time to do Ansett Virtual Airlines with Jason. Maybe one day. See what you mean about the scenery here, guys. Damn, it gets bloody insane. I'm also absolutely cranking the engines here to try and catch up to you all, because I'm very aware of the fact that I am flying extremely slowly. Oh, that's a shame, Bruno, because you could be doing VR in this scenery that I'm currently flying over. And I can only imagine VR in this area, you would be literally about to blow your load. Oh. Okay, Tanana, I'll chuck it in at the end of the stream. Oh yeah, Wes. I just clicked to the fact that your DC6 livery is Ansett. No, I understand that, Sean, but I sort of realised that I was really just chugging along at the back here. Yeah, I know, Vruden. It all comes down to whether or not I've forgotten to put more cruise power in, whether there's a headwind, tailwind, all those variables. I know my speed can be all over the shot. Our cruising altitude is, in my case, I'm at 3,600 feet ASL. Yeah, whereas obviously, as you can tell, I'm not always the most observant person. I just sort of clicked that, yeah, that's an Ansett livery that Wes is using. The light bulb just sort of went... What is blinders on? Is that something to do with like you sort of almost feel like motion sickness even though it's not actually occurring? What is my aircraft? Oh, it looked like my aircraft was pitching nose up, like violently, but never mind, it's all good. Wes says doing a 12 to 16 hour stream in next weekend. Just remember, Wes, if you do any more than 12 hours, you have to break it up into 2 videos. See, the only problem right now with VR, it's not really a problem, but it's a problem from streaming perspective, is that you can't stream VR. Oh, I see, Tanana. Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, it would kind of be a thing, I guess. Vruden, I can probably get you a video card here in Australia, a 3070, if that's enough. Because there's no video card supply issues really here in Australia. There is on certain cards only. A 4080 Ti? Am I missing something? Are they already about to release 4000 series graphics cards over at Nvidia? They only just released their 3000 series. Okay, I was gonna say, Vruden. I was like, you've got to be kidding. Yeah, all good, all good. Yeah, I guess actually the 3000 series are a year old. What are you doing, Nvidia? It's time for a new card then. Ooh, I like little nav map. It points out where I should be completing my top of descent. I like that a lot. Not far away now, I don't think, because I can sort of see all of you heading out over the ocean and coming back in. This is an absolutely spectacular location for an airport. The scenery surrounding it is just insane. Oh, if there's 4000 series graphics cards coming out in a couple of months, I'm not going to buy a graphics card until early next year then, because that seems like just a waste of my time. So, Wes, you might have to wait a little bit if 4000 series cards are coming out. Still at it, Zach. Absolutely. Got to hustle, 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 bro. So, yeah, that's very true, Black Evo, but if that brings down the cost of the 3000 series cards as well, wow, you know, it's a win-win situation for people like yourself. So, you certainly did, Zach. You started a paper chain. Absolutely. Okay, the airport's right there. I need to stop talking and start flying. Alright, we're going to have to do something here. We're going to have to turn in. Why is my track IR all over the shop? My God, what has my track IR done? Alright, we're going to try and slip it in here. She's a little bit windy Now we'll bang it to the left and slip it the other way. Oh, come on, come on, come on, girl. Maybe trying to slip it in with a 17 knot wind is probably not recommended. Yeah, also seeing as Track IR's got me sitting 17 million miles in the air, Vruden. There we go. I actually feel like that was relatively successful. Which continent are you in now, says Zach's Gaming Lab? So we are in Argentina, in South America. And we've just entered Patagonia. Right, I'm going to have to turn off Track IR here because this is a really weird position to be sitting in. But it's alright, I don't need Track IR for taxiing purposes. I'm not a bad pilot for some bogan from the outback. I wouldn't exactly call where I live the outback. Yeah, I'm not disappointed with that landing considering how high up I was and the fact that I tried to slip it in with the wind. Could have been a lot worse. A lot worse. Yeah, kind of, Tanana. Kind of. Sort of like a redneck, but not quite. Oh god, Wes is on final on the opposite side of the runway. Oh my god. Get out of the way of the crazy 777 that's showing up as an A380. Because I still haven't bought the captain shit. But I promised Fozzie I will, so I will. Yeah, go around after you've slammed the nose wheel into the ground. This is a real pilot move over. Yep, sorry, Vruden, I forgot about that. Have I chosen songs about mozzarella? Not that I'm aware of, Zach. Is there something you know that I don't? Well, there you go, Sonana. I didn't even know that. You heard somebody saying mozzarella. Maybe. I've picked a whole heap of South American music for our South American flying. That off. Yeah, shut up, aircraft. I know I turned the pitot heat off. I turned it off deliberately. And there we go. No, all good, Zach. They may have very well said something about mozzarella. Alright, should we go grab the drone out and see Wes try and land the 777? From 5,000 feet up. Wes, why are you so high up? You're literally over the airport. Need a little bit more drone speed than that. That's a bit shitty. You were in the last two thumbnails, Bruden. What do you want, mate? Yeah, exactly, Tanana. Mozzarella is delicious. And Garland, no worries, mate. Thank you for coming along, bro. Wes is climbing as he's descending, which is concerning. You're having a bit of troubles there with the 777, Wes. He's making his passengers sick, is what he's doing with the continuous up and down and up and down. I'll wave some big, like, orange flags. Be like, over here! The long black thing with numbers on it. Gotta be careful how you say that, Garland. My God, Wes, you are so high. And so fast as well. Oh boy. Over the numbers at 600 feet. Float, 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 float. Oh God. Oh God. Touchdown at the other end of the runway. We have a runway overrun. We have a runway overrun. Mayday, mayday. My God, the people on that highway better watch out. And somebody's seeing a 777 arrive in their house. Jesus. Fair enough, Wes. That was interesting. He can walk away, but screw the people in the house that he just destroyed. But, oh, everyone's popping back in. Hello. But, ladies and gentlemen, that does bring us to the end of leg number 63 here in Comodoro Rivadavia. We now are very much into Patagonia, and we're going to be in Patagonia now for a good long while. as we go down and then come back up Patagonia on the Chile, on the other side of South America. But ladies and gentlemen, I do hope you enjoyed that stream as much as I enjoyed having you guys here in it. Don't know where else I was going with that, so I'm just going to be a professional and pretend I meant to just pause there for dramatic effect. The next flight sim stream is on the is on the 28th. So in 2 days' time, we have another flight sim stream. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are in the world, you make sure you look after yourselves, you stay safe, stay well, don't do anyone I wouldn't do, and I will catch all of you legends in the next stream. Cheers.
Escucho lo que dice el cora, lo bueno es lo que se demora, vale la pena cada herida y el sufrimiento. Yo escucho lo que dice el cora, lo bueno es lo que se demora, vale la pena cada herida. No fui el primero, ni seré el último, ni seré el último. Rompiste mi corazón. Tiramos el sal que está pendiente de la cita. Está malvada y quien la ve tan bonita. Estoy pa' ti siempre, beba. Bebamos la noche entera.